Good morning. Today is International Winnie the Pooh Day, and this assembly is about what we can learn from the characters in A. Milne's books. I'm sure most of you will recognise the characters on the slide, and some of you will know which books and films the characters appear in. October 2016 marked 90 years since the first publication of A. Milne's Winnie the Pooh, which he followed with The House at Pooh Corner 2 years later. These books became classics, and many other Winnie the Pooh books have been written since then. All are much loved by both children and grown-ups alike. Many people are familiar with the Disney films, which were first released in 1966. However, the original books, featuring illustrations by E.H. Shepard, are still hugely popular today. In that same year, to celebrate the fact that both Winnie the Pooh and Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II celebrated their 90th birthdays, a special book featuring Winnie the Pooh and the Queen was produced in the same style as the original. This slide shows the original cover of one of A. Milne's books.
Deep in the 100-acre wood, Christopher Robin and his friends have had many wonderful adventures, and if I'm correct, I believe we have just enough time to see one. On this fine day, Winnie the Pooh was invited over to his friend Rabbit's house for a bit of lunch. Being served his most favourite of foods, Pooh happily sat down to eat. And he ate, and 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 ate, until at last he said to Rabbit in a rather sticky voice,
I must be going now. Goodbye, Rabbit. Oh, help and bother.
Well, it all comes from eating too much.
It all comes from not having front doors big enough.
If I have to face that thing for months, well, I might as well make the best of it. Oh, no! There it is again. I'll just turn it to the wall. Oh, dear. Uh-huh.
Pooh, Roo has a little surprise for you.
Flowers!
Honeysuckle.
That's not bad. Not bad at all. It's rather good, I think.
Hold it.
Oh, no! No help! Why did I ever invite that bear to lunch?
And then one morning, when Rabbit began to wonder if Pooh might be stuck there forever, a miraculous thing happened.
He budged! Hooray! Christopher Robin! Christopher Ribbon! He bidged! He badged! He booged! Today's the day!
Heave-ho! Heave-ho! Heave, 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 heave!
There he goes!
Bears love honey and I'm a Pooh Bear. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, yum, yum. Time for something sweet.
And just as quickly as Pooh became unstuck, he became happily stuck again in a very sticky place indeed. But that is an entirely different story for an entirely different time.
The characters in the Winnie the Pooh books all have distinct personalities, each revealing both strengths and things they find difficult. Think about yourself as we consider each of the main book characters by asking the following questions. Am I a bit like that character? What can I learn from that character? Perhaps you are someone a bit like Owl. Owl is known for his wisdom. In fact, he is the wisest of all the animals living in the 100-acre wood. His intelligence is often called upon to help Winnie the Pooh. He is always forthcoming in offering his advice, opinions and experience, even if others don't want to hear it. Are you someone who has plenty of ideas, advice and wisdom that you generously share with others? Are you someone who helps others when they are in difficulty? What can we learn from the character of Owl? Perhaps you are someone a bit like Eeyore. He is a small donkey stuffed with sawdust. He is an intelligent animal but tends to keep to himself. He is known to be extremely gloomy and a thinker. He does not rush to do things but takes his time. Are you someone who enjoys being in your own company? Are you someone who thinks deeply? What can we learn from the character of Eeyore? Perhaps you are someone a bit like Piglet. Even though Piglet is small, he is a very brave animal. What he loves doing best is going on adventures with Pooh. He is fond of bright colours and balloons, and he likes blowing dandelions. The first thing that Piglet says to himself when he gets up in the morning is, "I wonder what's going to happen exciting today." Are you someone who loves adventures? Are you someone who has an inner courage? Are you someone who delights in the colour and beauty of life? What can we learn from the character of Piglet? Perhaps you are someone a bit like Tigger. He is a very bouncy animal and resembles a tiger. He is always in an electrifying and exuberant mood and loves to bounce, bounce and bounce. He looks to make the most of what life has to offer and says that the most wonderful thing about Tiggers is that I'm the only one. He takes a lot of pleasure in being able to unbounce some of the other animals in the 100-acre wood. Are you someone who loves to exercise? Are you someone whom people describe as unique? Are you someone who wants to make the most of life? What can we learn from the character of Tigger? Or maybe you are someone a bit like Pooh Bear. He is a small golden bear of very little brain. He does a lot of silly things and his love for honey is endless. He is friends with everyone in the 100-acre wood. The first thing he says when he gets up in the morning is, "What's for breakfast?" Things he likes to do include exercising in the morning, going on adventures with Christopher Robin or Piglet, and visiting friends. Are you someone who loves being with friends? Are you someone who loves adventures, especially with others? Are you someone who keeps going, even if you make a mistake? What can we learn from the character of Pooh Bear? Although the Winnie the Pooh stories are classified as children's literature, there are many lessons that people of all ages can learn from them. Let's look at some short quotations from A. Milne's stories and consider what they might mean. Piglet noticed that even though he had a very small heart, it could hold a rather large amount of gratitude. This quotation is all about gratitude, being grateful. Piglet is optimistic and delights in the simple joys of life. Although he is small in size, he is full of gratitude. How can we foster a greater sense of being grateful today for our food, friends, family, teachers and home? Piglet, how do you spell love? Pooh, you don't spell it, you feel it. This quotation asks us to think about love. Love is not something that is related to our intelligence or our abilities. Love is a feeling that all of us want to feel and enjoy. How can we show love to others? You can't stay in your corner of the forest waiting for others to come to you. You have to go to them sometimes. This final quotation is from Piglet. Despite his small size, he knows that to fully experience life, he needs to get out there and live it. He is proactive, willing to take risks and have a go. What new thing might you have a go at today?
I'm very pleased to award certificates to the following pupils. In reception, Bertie Fisher, for his colourful and creative projects. He designed and made a fantastic winter jigsaw, followed on by a demonstration on how to put it together via video. It was a real treat to see it all come together from a plan to an end product. Excellent work, Bertie. In Prep 1, Brodie Cole. Brodie has been a star this week. He has grown into our online learning sessions well and has shown a brilliant understanding of shapes in maths. On top of this, he is really pushing himself with his reading. A fantastic effort. Keep it up. In Prep 2, Jack Aylwood. Jack has enjoyed a brilliant week. He has grown in confidence during our remote learning, regularly asking and answering questions throughout all the activities. A particular highlight has been the effort shown in his written work this week. Furthermore, he has continued on with the Daily Mile, creating his own daily running challenge and raising money for charity at the same time. Well done, Jack. In Prep 3, Beth Stevens. Beth has been fully involved and supportive in lessons this week. She often helps others in the class, particularly to explain science terms. Keep up the great effort, Beth. You've had a good week. Prep 4, Perdita Wilkinson. Perdita has worked really hard at home to write independently and at length. She has persevered when tasks are challenging and produced a superb newspaper report about Veruca Salt finding a golden ticket. In Prep 5, Huey Darton. Huey has excelled across all areas of learning this week. His focus and determination to grasp fractions, decimals and percentages has been particularly pleasing to see. Well done, Huey. Keep up the good work. In Prep 6, Sophia Gebhardt, for showing initiative during maths in working out how to submit work online and for helping other people with this too. Great work, Sophia. Also in Prep 6, Tristan Moore. During his science lesson this week, Tristan produced a fabulous booklet on an ecosystem. Great work, Tristan. Finally, in Prep 6 again, Joe Fairclough. Joe produced an amazing diagram of the adaptations of a penguin in science this week. Super work, Joe. Well done to all of those pupils. Have a very good weekend.
Please bow your heads for our prayer. Dear God, thank you that you made the world. Thank you that you made us. It is wonderful to know that we are all different, but all important to you. Please help us never to compare ourselves unfavourably to other people. Instead, help us to remember always that we are special and there is no one else like us. Please show us how we can use what we have to help others in our family, school and community. And show us how to help other people feel good about who they are and the gifts that they have. Thank you for loving us just the way we are. Amen.